Are you ready to unleash your full potential and become unstoppable in your success and leadership?
Welcome to the Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast, where we provide powerful insights and strategies for coaches, corporate leaders, and entrepreneurs. I'm Alexanne Carter.
And I'm Carol Register, and we're certified master neurocoaches who are passionate about helping you overcome your limiting beliefs and optimize your performance.
Each week, we'll be sharing actionable tips and strategies using neuroscience, from interviews with industry experts to solo episodes, to help you lead a life of power, purpose, and possibility on your own terms.
Join our community of like-minded individuals. Hit subscribe now, and let's be unleashed and unstoppable together. Hey, wildly ambitious leaders. Here we are again this week, and we have something super great for you. This is going to be so helpful. Welcome to 2025, and we want to give you a quick series, where it's just a really quick episode, a fast episode to help you to have some immediate tips. You're busy. If you're anything like me, you're getting ready in the morning. You don't want to put your timer on for 10 minutes. You want a quick tip. That's what we're here for today. We're so excited to bring this to you. And Alex Leanne, dive us in. I know you have something important to share.
So I know that if you're listening to us for a while, you know, we talk about stopping to celebrate and seeing all the wins. And we know the power behind this in neuroscience, right? The reason why we want to do that is, of course, to experience the dopamine, right? The feel-good chemicals. And it really does fuel and drive our decisions and our next actions to create the results.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Now that we're heading into a new year, I'm sure many of you are probably working on vision boards. You're looking at what are my goals for this year? And we want to lean into something to really support you in what that gets to look like. So yes, this is going to be a quick episode. And we also invite you to take some time to really go through this exercise. Before you run into the new year, because I know it's exciting to get into the new year, we want to invite you to take a moment to really pause and reflect on last year. Yes, there was so much information in last year through what you experienced that's going to support you and fueling you for the success that you get to create in 2025. So what does this look like? We would like you to take a moment to take a look and acknowledge yourself and celebrate yourself. Yeah, celebrate yourself for what you created in 2024, right? Some of the things that you overcome, some of the challenges maybe you encountered and who you got to be in the moment to overcome that. Some of the things that, some of the goals that you did accomplish. And when you're looking at what you did accomplish, acknowledge yourself, like what worked in those moments to accomplish that.
Yeah, I know that you also, you were telling me recently there was an article about a situation, and you really leaned in and started to notice that they were addressing things in a certain specific way. So coming now and really asking ourselves, what's working? What's been working? And looking at things through the lens of, what did I accomplish? What did I do? Listen, our brains want to move so fast. They want to move past these things. And I can't even hardly say 2025. 2025, here we are. Let's have a spectacular year. And what is one of the ways that we can do that? One of the ways we can do that, rather, I'm getting tongue-tied, is by saying, what's working? What was 2024 like? Taking that pause, writing it down, as Alex Leanne was saying, and acknowledging yourself for what you did do, what you enjoyed doing, and the results that you received from that lit your heart up and made you happy. And this is such an incredible exercise. I know that for me, Alex Leanne, it can be so hard to do this. I mean, really. And I sit there and I'm like, my brain goes blank. I'm like, I don't know. What did I do? Like, really, it does it just like all the negative thoughts, like seriously, I mean, if I really ask myself, if I really look at what I'm doing, what I have done and what I am doing, it's there, but my brain again just wants so badly to skip past that. And so we wanted to make sure that you had this quick tip this week so that you could just lean in and go slow and, start small and just put that one thing down. And I made a fabulous cake for my daughter, and she was so over the top excited about it. I called that client. I sent that email that took me forever to send because I did not want to send it, but I overcame the resistance, put it out there, and I haven't gotten a response yet. Or I got a response way better than what I thought, or I got a different response than what I wanted. But I took the action step to send the email, and that's what I'm celebrating today, right? How
And I
exciting it
think
is.
you're saying something there that's really important, right? Like what I've noticing, like especially working with a lot of clients up in like very recently, right? At the moment we're recording this episode, we're wrapping up 2024. And the default a lot of times with our brain is to always go to, okay, what didn't work,
Yeah,
right? If
yeah,
we didn't achieve our goals,
yeah,
then, I'm a failure, I'm not good enough. And we go down this route of self beat up.
yeah.
And why we want to share this with you is we actually want to interrupt the self beat up and we want to create the automatic of where you get to look at your results from a neutral place. And when I was sharing with Carol
Mhm.
earlier about this article, that this is what this article was about. I was fascinated reading this article because it was really like a situation had happened. And so, in order to assess and understand, like, how basically, like, how it happened, it was taking a moment to assess it. And that's what the invitation to you is to be able to do that, to be able to really look at, okay, here was my previous year. Here may be some goals I set. Here's what I did achieve. Here's what I haven't achieved yet. And look at, well, what worked? Because it's
Yeah,
in those moments, right? It's really in those moments when you can slow down to really look at, pardon me, and acknowledge yourself for what
yeah,
is working. Because here's the thing, things are working, but our brain with the negativity bias wants to go automatically to what's not working. And it is so easy to be in that space. But
so
you as a
true.
leader, you really get to, when we talk about being in the driver's seat, we talk about your success being inevitable and you're really being in control of that.
Yeah,
Part of that is being able to pause and recognize yourself for what you are creating, who you are being, like really looking at your results. We hear
yeah,
time, like Carol's always leading into the Pareto principle, right? What we focus on grows, we focus on and report grows exponentially. If
yeah,
you're not intimate with your results, if you don't even know what you're up to creating, it's
yeah,
one, really hard to even be able to give yourself feedback or seeing what's working, what's not working, because
yeah,
you don't even know what you're doing in the first place. And so it's to look back, because our next episode, we're going to talk to you about something which is going to be super powerful when it comes to neuroscience and creating your success. So stay to the end and we talk and introduce that. But to really look at where, right, again, acknowledging myself for who I was, being intimate with your results, and as you are in now 2025, for this to be the year that you are intimate with your declarations and what you're committed to creating,
and
because you don't know if you're not keeping track of this kind of thing, right?
and that intimacy looks like details. Like, and this paints a beautiful picture for your brain. So you're looking at what worked, what did you do? And that is a part of being intimate with your details. It's a part of knowing the details surrounding them because our brains don't know the difference between the real and the imaginary. So when we get intimate, it's where we get detailed and we really start to look at, okay, hey, this worked. This worked well. And changing around that negativity bias. Like that's what we're default to. We default to looking at 9 things out of the 10 through that negative lens, going down that self beat up path and self sabotage. And that perpetuates when we start to go down that path. That's what gets wired in, and that's what will keep circulating. So, we're really taking a hack here for 2025 and halting that process and turning it around, shifting it so that we can start to wire into our brains what success looks like for us, because we've had success. So we're reminding ourselves of that success. We're standing in it, and our brains love that. I love reward. And this is such a wonderful thing to do, to start to get intimate, to start to get detailed with those results that you've had, because you're going to get intimate with the ones you're creating now. And we can't wait to share the next in this series, right, Alex Leanne? Stay with us, because we've got an exercise that's going to be so powerful for you. And again, take you forward in a wonderful way into 2025.
So after listening to this episode today, my invitation is to grab out a pen and paper, write up at the top of your page, I acknowledge myself for. And if you need a little bit of support in like thinking, what did I do last year? My hack is I go through my phone. I look at photos, right? If I've spoken at events, if I've, I also look at my mini champagne moments, right? Keeping track throughout the year of little things, maybe going through your calendar. I guarantee if you set the intention of really acknowledging yourself and looking at what, I acknowledge myself for, just slowly go through, the months of the year, looking through your photos, your calendar, even having conversations with people to be reminded of your past year and really for the growth, for who you be, for what you have created. Because here's the reality. Here's what I do know is that where you are today is not where you were a year ago. And it is so important to acknowledge yourself and see the growth that you've gone through, and then continue on that path of growth as we enter 2025, and to take that, because it's worked for you, to continue to build on that as we enter 2025.
That's right. We're going to build our champagne moments. I love that, Alex Leanne. That is so fabulous. Okay, ciao for now. We will see you real soon. All right. Stay tuned for that next in our series.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Unleashed Unstoppable podcast with your hosts, Alexandra Carter and Carol Register.
If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review, and subscribe.
That's all for this episode, Wildly Ambitious Leaders. See you next week.